She slid the papers across the table like a dealer pushing cards, nails clicking once, twice, then that perfect, smug lean back. Sign or get out. Her voice was steady. Mine matched it. I looked at her, the woman I'd married, the woman who stood in the very house I'd paid for in cash, every brick bought with sweat and overtime and small humiliations I swallowed for the dream. She stared at me like I'd broken into her castle. I picked up the pen and I signed. No shouting. No pleading. Just one smooth motion. Then I placed the keys in the center of the table and walked out. She thought it was victory. It was her death sentence. We'd been married 9 years. In the beginning it was fire, laughter echoing through cheap apartments, late nights building plans on credit cards and a stubborn, reckless faith that we'd climb out. She told me she believed in me, and I believed in both of us. I worked. Overtime, side gigs, sacrificial hours so long I forgot weekends existed. The day I wired the full payment for this house, I cried alone in the car before stepping inside. She hugged me and whispered that I was her hero. Funny, how heroes in her story were always disposable. The cracks came slow, locked phones, a girl's night that lasted until sunlight, a stray cologne. But it wasn't the scent that broke me. It was the lawyer. I found a draft while she was in the shower, divorce, asset division, spousal entitlements. She wasn't planning to leave my life, she was planning to empty it. I sat on the kitchen counter, letter trembling, feeling my chest cave in. Grief lasted 5 minutes. Then something colder slid into its place. If she wanted war, I'd make it look like surrender. I moved quietly, legally, bank accounts, titles, deeds, restructured, shielded, put into trusts where I alone held the keys. I taught myself legal language, copied her lawyer's draft and read it the way a man reads scripture in a crisis, discovered something important. The house deed was in my name alone. No mortgage, no co-signature. She assumed marriage meant automatic half. It doesn't. So I waited, played the obedient fool. I nodded at dinners, pretended to be exhausted when her phone buzzed with another man's name. All the while, I tightened invisible ropes she never saw. When she staged her scene, papers spread, ultimatum edged with triumph, she thought she had me. Sign or get out, she said. I signed. I left. She celebrated. I watched the gleam in her eyes when the door closed behind me and I let her believe she'd won. I left the keys on the table on purpose. A key is metal without legal access. What she held that night was theater. What she taught me was hubris. By the next morning, the storm hit. Her lawyer called, voice clipped and panicked, demanding answers. Do you have any idea what you just let him do? I can see the conversation play in my head, her confusion curdling to panic as he explained that deeds weren't transferred, filings hadn't been made, notaries not contacted. She had demanded I sign away heir, and I'd happily obliged. The polished lawyer realized he'd been made to look foolish. The lover she'd whispered about realized that empty promises are hard to sell when the glitter fades. Men like that don't stay when the risk grows. I didn't burn her life. She handed me the matches and doused herself in gasoline. 3 days later she stormed into my office, makeup perfect and eyes wild, palms flat on my desk. You tricked me, she hissed. I leaned back, bored, measured. No, I said, quiet. You underestimated me. She trembled, caught between rage and real grief, because her carefully rehearsed script had been ripped from her hands. For the first time there was no line to deliver, no way to flip the scene back on. I didn't gloat. I didn't raise my voice. I let silence do the work. Her heels clicked like gunshots as she left. People imagine revenge as fireworks, loud, messy, cinematic. They're wrong. Real revenge is silence. It's the slow unfurling of consequences that were theirs to bear from the start. It's watching a betrayer choke on the mess they made while you sit across the room and drink coffee. She thought betrayal made her powerful. Greed made her clever. In truth, it only exposed weakness. I lost nothing that mattered. The house stayed mine. The accounts stayed intact. The piece of my life I'd paid for with years of labor remained exactly where I'd left it, secured, legal, untouched. The only thing I gave her was rope. She did the rest herself. So yes, I signed her papers. I walked away. I let her taste victory for a night because sometimes the sweetest revenge is letting someone believe they've won until the world closes in. Now I sit in the quiet of a home I built and feel no anger, no regret, only a crystalline clarity. She wanted me gone. In the end, she was the one who disappeared. If you liked this story and want more like it, hit like and subscribe to Echoes of Betrayal. Share this video if you know someone who needs to hear that quiet power sometimes beats the loud kind. Thanks for listening.